You've got to be kidding me. I stared at the hotel clerk in disbelief. There's only one room left. And only one bed, she confirmed apologetically. The storm canceled all flights. Every hotel is booked. Behind me, a familiar voice made my blood run cold. Lily. I turned to face Jackson Hunt, my corporate rival, the man who'd stolen my promotion, my sworn enemy for 3 years. He looked as horrified as I felt. No, we said simultaneously. I'm afraid it's this or sleep in the airport, the clerk said. The room's under Miss Chen's name. It's your choice. Jackson and I stared at each other. 3 years of bitter competition, countless boardroom battles, mutual, seething hatred. Now trapped together, one room, one bed, nowhere to run. Fine, I said through gritted teeth, but you're sleeping on the floor. His smile was dangerous. We'll see about that, Chen, we'll see. This was going to be the longest night of my life. The room was smaller than I'd imagined. One queen bed dominated the space, leaving no escape from each other. I'll take the floor, Jackson said, surprising me. Really? The great Jackson Hunt admitting defeat. It's called being a gentleman. You wouldn't recognize it. We stood there, tension crackling. Then the power went out, complete darkness. The storm had knocked out electricity. Great, I muttered, stumbling. Jackson's hands caught me, strong, steadying, too close. Careful, his voice was rough. Can't have you suing me for negligence. I'd sue you for existing if I could. He laughed, actually laughed. You know what? I never understood why you hate me so much. You stole my promotion. I earned that promotion. You just assumed it was yours. His hands were still on my waist. Lily, I've never stolen anything from you, but I've spent 3 years wishing you'd see me as something other than your enemy. Wait, what? What are you saying? I'm saying I've been in love with you since day one, and hating me might be easier for you, but it's been torture for me. Before I could respond, someone pounded on our door. Open up, hotel security. 2 security guards stood outside, grim-faced. We need to search your room. There's been a theft from the penthouse suite. Valuable company documents. We just checked in, I started. You work for Meridian Corp, correct? Both of you. The guard pushed past us. The stolen documents are from your CEO. You're the only Meridian employees in the hotel. Jackson stepped forward. This is ridiculous. We're rivals, not thieves. Then you won't mind us searching. They tore through our belongings while I stood frozen. Found something. A guard pulled a USB drive from my laptop bag. This wasn't declared. That's my work files. Encrypted files matching the stolen documents description. You're both detained until we verify authenticity. No, Jackson grabbed my hand. Lily wouldn't steal anything. Someone's setting us up. The guards weren't listening. They confiscated our phones, our laptops. We were trapped, not just in a room now, but in a crime we didn't commit. After they left with our devices, I turned to Jackson. Someone planned this. They knew we'd both be here. Who would want to frame us? Then I remembered. Our CEO's daughter, Victoria, she'd wanted Jackson. I'd rejected her brother. We need to prove our innocence, I whispered. Together. His hand tightened on mine. Together. But neither of us knew. The real enemy was much closer than we thought. With no phones and power flickering, we were truly alone. Jackson paced while I processed everything. The promotion I supposedly stole, he said finally. Want to know the truth? Victoria told management you turned it down, said you were planning to quit. I thought you didn't want it. I stared at him. She lied. I never turned it down. She's been manipulating us both, keeping us fighting so we wouldn't. He stopped. Wouldn't what? Wouldn't realize we actually work well together. Wouldn't become the power team that threatens her position. He moved closer. Lily, we've been played for 3 years. The hotel rooms suddenly felt too small, too intimate. Why didn't you tell me before? Because you looked at me like I was your enemy, and I couldn't handle you looking at me with anything other than hate. Jackson, I know this is crazy. We hate each other, except, his hand cupped my face. Except I don't hate you. I never did. I've been in love with you so long I don't remember what not loving you feels like. The power came back suddenly, and in the harsh light I saw truth in his eyes. 3 years of misunderstanding. 3 years of manufactured rivalry. "Kiss me," I whispered. "Prove this is real." He did, desperate, honest, devastating. And I kissed back, 3 years of denial crumbling. We made love that night like enemies finally becoming allies, becoming lovers, becoming everything. I woke wrapped in Jackson's arms, reality crashing back. What had we done? "Don't," he whispered. "Don't regret this. We still hate each other." "Do we? Because last night didn't feel like hate." He pulled me closer. "Lily, we were manipulated. By Victoria, by office politics, by our own pride. But this is the first real thing I've felt in years." Before I could respond, his phone, returned by security, buzzed with messages. His face went pale. "What's wrong?" "They found the real thief. It was Victoria. She tried to frame us and flee the country with company secrets, got caught at the airport." He showed me the messages. "We're cleared, but Lily, there's something else. A video of us last night." Horror flooded through me. "What?" "She had cameras in the room, recorded everything, and she's threatening to release it unless we both resign." I felt sick. She planned this whole thing, the storm, the room, everything. "There's more." Jackson's voice was hollow. "The promotion 3 years ago, she admits she lied. Says she'll tell everyone the truth if we just walk away quietly, or she destroys our reputations with this video." We'd finally found each other, and Victoria had turned even that into a weapon. "What do we do?" Jackson's jaw tightened. "We fight together, like we should have from the beginning." We called an emergency board meeting, facing Victoria and the executives who'd believed her lies. "You can't prove anything," Victoria said confidently. "It's your word against mine." "Actually," Jackson pulled out his phone. "We can. See, when you had cameras in our room, you didn't realize the hotel's security also records hallways. We have footage of you planting the USB drive in Lily's bag, of you bribing the clerk to put us together, of everything." Victoria's face went white. "You're bluffing." "And," I added, stepping forward, "we have your confession from the airport, where you told security the whole plan in exchange for reduced charges. They recorded everything." The board exploded into action. Victoria was fired. Arrested, banned. The promotion she'd stolen for Jackson was offered to both of us, co-directors, equal partners. "We did it," I whispered afterward. "We did." Jackson pulled me close. "But Lily, I need to know, last night was it just adrenaline, forced proximity, or it was real," I finished. "Jackson, I spent 3 years hatting you because hatting was safer than admitting I was attracted to my rival. But you're not my rival anymore." "What am I?" "My partner, I hesitated. "Say it," he urged. "My love, you're the man I love." We made love again that afternoon in his apartment, not desperate this time, but certain. Every touch a promise we'd finally keep. But that evening brought one final twist. Victoria's brother seeking revenge, and he knew where we lived. The brick through Jackson's window came with a note. "You destroyed my sister. I'll destroy you both." Police were called. Protection was offered. But Daniel Victoria was resourceful, angry, and had nothing to lose. "We should separate," Jackson said. "If we're apart, he can't target us both." "No," I grabbed his hand. "We stay together. That's how we won before." "Lily, this isn't corporate sabotage. This is actual danger. And I'm not facing it alone. Neither are you." We stayed at a hotel, different one, secure floor, guards. 3 days of waiting for Daniel to make his move. 3 days of falling deeper in love despite the fear. "Tell me something," Jackson said one night. "When did you actually start falling for me?" "Honestly, that first board meeting when you destroyed Marcus's terrible pitch. You were brilliant and ruthless, and I thought, he's magnificent. Then I hated myself for thinking it." He laughed. "I fell for you when you told off the CEO for his sexist comment. You were fire and fearless, spent the next 3 years trying to impress you. You could have just asked me out. You would have said no. Probably, I kissed him, but I would have been thinking about saying yes. Then the alarm triggered. Daniel had breached security, and he wasn't alone. He'd brought friends, weapons, a plan. Jackson pushed me toward the panic room. Go, now. Not without you. I'll be right behind you. Lily, please, I can't lose you. I ran, and I didn't see what happened next. I waited in the panic room for 20 minutes that felt like hours. Then police stormed the floor, Daniel was arrested, and I heard Jackson's voice calling my name. I burst out to find him bloodied but alive. You're hurt. He fought back, I fought harder. Jackson pulled me close despite his injuries, because I had something worth fighting for, you. At the hospital, doctors stitched him up. Police confirmed Daniel was in custody, facing serious charges. It was finally over. You could have been killed, I whispered. So could you. That's why I made sure you were safe first. He tilted my chin up. Lily, I meant what I said in that hotel room. I love you. Not because we were trapped, not because of adrenaline. I love you because you're brilliant and fierce and you make me want to be better. I love you too, even though you're insufferable and competitive and... He kissed me, and in that hospital room, we made promises about the future. 2 months later, we stood before the board again. We have a proposal, Jackson said. Co-directors is working beautifully, but we want to expand the partnership. Lily and I are getting married. We'll recuse ourselves from any projects where our relationship creates conflict, maintains strict professional boundaries. Approved, the CEO said immediately. Watching you two work together has increased our revenue 30%. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. What we were doing, loving each other, fiercely, publicly, forever. The wedding was 6 months later, intimate, perfect, real. 2 years after that nightmarish hotel night, Jackson and I stood in our new home, the life we'd built from enemies to everything. Remember when you made me sleep on the floor? He teased. You lasted 10 minutes before climbing into bed. Because you were cold, and I'm a gentleman. Because you wanted to kiss me and couldn't admit it. He pulled me close. True, but Lily, I'm admitting it now. I wanted to kiss you from the moment we met, wanted to love you, build a life with you. 3 years of rivalry was just 3 years of foreplay. Disgusting, I said, but I was laughing. Our company had doubled since we'd taken over. Our partnership, professional and personal, was legendary. And Victoria, still in prison, her brother beside her. Any regrets? Jackson asked. Only that we wasted 3 years fighting when we could have been this. We needed those 3 years. They made us ready for this. That night in our bedroom, Jackson showed me blueprints. What do you think? A nursery, my breath caught. If you want, whenever you're ready. But Lily, I want it all with you. Kids, chaos, a lifetime of loving the woman who used to be my enemy. Used to be, I kissed him. I'm still your enemy in board meetings, in strategy sessions, in bed when I... He laughed, cutting off my words with kisses. Then I'm the luckiest man alive, because having you as my enemy, my partner, my wife, it's everything. We made love with the certainty of people who'd fought for their happiness and won. And I thought, 1 hotel room, 2 enemies, no escape. Best trap of my life. 5 years after that storm forced us together, Jackson and I renewed our vows. This time, not in a courthouse during a crisis, but in a ceremony celebrating what we'd built. 5 years ago, Jackson said, his voice thick with emotion, I got trapped in a hotel room with my sworn enemy. Best thing that ever happened to me. Because Lily Chen taught me that sometimes your enemy is really your soulmate in disguise. My vows were simpler. 1 hotel room, 2 enemies, no escape. That should have been a nightmare. Instead, it became our beginning. Jackson Hunt, you've been my rival, my partner, my love, my life. And I choose you. Every single day I choose you. Our daughter, 3-year-old Emma, clapped enthusiastically. Mama loves Dada. So much, I confirmed. That night in our home, Jackson pulled out a photo, Us in that hotel room, taken from security footage before Victoria corrupted it. We looked exhausted, angry, completely unaware we were about to fall in love. I keep this as a reminder, he said, that the best things in life come from the worst circumstances. That love doesn't always look like fairy tales. Sometimes it looks like enemies trapped in a room with nowhere to run. And choosing each other anyway, I added. Every single day. We'd started as rivals, become enemies, then lovers, then partners, then parents, built an empire while building a family, and every step had been worth it. Think we'll ever stop competing? I asked. Never, but now we compete together against the world, not each other. Good, I kissed him. Because I plan to beat you at everything for the next 50 years. Bring it on, Chen. I've been losing to you since that hotel room. I'm quite good at it now. One hotel room, two enemies, no escape. It should have been our downfall. Instead, it became our salvation. Because sometimes you have to be trapped with your enemy to realize they were never your enemy at all. They were your destiny, your home, your forever. We started with hate, built a foundation on rivalry, created something beautiful from forced proximity. And now, we wouldn't change a single moment. Not the storm, not the room, not the night that changed everything. One hotel room, two enemies, no escape. Perfect,